तुझे लगे तू है काफी फेमस, आइडियल इन्फ्लुएंसर, नई नई तितली तू बाहर निकली है, न बना बातें जो नहीं परवाह, चल चल हवा आने दे, सर मेरा दुखने लगा है ये तेरी बातें सुन के, मुझे लगे बातें तेरी पता न चाहे तू बड़े जरा दूर रहे, blah 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 blah, मुझे लगे बातें तेरी पता न चाहे तू बड़े जरा दूर रहे, blah 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 blah, देखे मुझे तेरी सारी फ्रेंड्स, रेट करे मेरे लुक्स को 100 out of 10, चाहूँ मैं बस जल्दी हो ये सब एंड, कब होगा दी एंड, मुझे लगे बातें तेरी पता न चाहे तू बड़े हो जा जरा दूर रहे, blah 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 blah, मुझे लगे बातें तेरी।
Maybe you don't even care to hear from me, but I just want you to know I'm thinking of you.
I lost my mind trying to forget about you. Been trying everything, there's nothing left to do. Threw out the sheets, threw out your clothes, burnt all your notes, and still I'm left with thoughts of loving you. You haunt me, the ghost of you, the ghost of you. You haunt me, the ghost of you.
you gonna call? Ghostbusters! It's
now
the Monster Mash. The Monster Mash. It's a
was
graveyard smash.
It was the mash.
All right, Kinsman, you know that I've been super excited about this, and I've been carved all over this office.
It's been
right?
carved all over the place. You've been telling me about this for weeks, months. You finally had the chance to watch Carved.
I did, and so I was anticipating the release date, talking like a real movie critic here, right? And then when it came out, I just thought, perfect. You know, this is how a horror movie should be done. And it's a 3-letter word, starts with F. Kinsman, settle down. It's not the 4-letter one. It is fun.
F-U-N.
This is great. So I was raving about it. And then all of a sudden, I got the word that there's a big-time local connection. Like the local connection. Cheryl Meyer,
one of the co-writers of Carved.
That's right.
How awesome is that?
And so what better way to spend Halloween night? Now, I should say 9 p.m. I had to pull you off the trick-or-treating trail here, you know?
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm one molasses candy short. I was just about to go to someone's doorstep there, then you called.
You know, in the horror movies, you know, the old guy that eats molasses gets killed first. You know that, right?
I think both of us would be turf.
Well, I'm more of a Twizzler guy. I don't eat.
You like the Twizzlers? I like the molasses.
I don't even know.
You know, a lot of no fans of the Tootsie Rolls. I love the Tootsie Rolls. And, of course, the Reese Peanut Butter Cups. You can't beat those.
What is molasses? Is it something that goes in your engine?
No, it's those like brown toffee candies. The ones that get stuck to your teeth.
Right. So as a parting gift on the Titanic, pretty much.
That's basically, they're right up there with the Werther's Originals.
Okay. You know what? You're distracting me from the main focus here, Kinsman.
Let's
we
chat
got
with Cheryl.
Yeah, we got this. There's an amazing local connection to Carved, which to me is the way horror movies should be done. It is absolutely perfect, and Cheryl's agreed to come spend Halloween night with us.
Yes, she's trick-or-treating at Studio 67 tonight.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so let's bring her on.
Hello.
There she is, Kinsman. There she is. Hey, Cheryl.
Hey, welcome, Cheryl.
How's it going?
Thank you for having me.
So we got a ton of questions for you here, Cheryl. But like the first one, like I'm really curious. So reading up in your career, this has been quite the journey. But just at this moment with Carved, what was it like the minute that you got the news that your movie Carved was going to be on, you know, the Disney platform?
2 giant platforms.
Giant
Amazing,
platforms.
yeah.
Disney and Hulu. That must have been a surreal moment.
It definitely was. There was a lot of things that came together for this movie. It's kind of a miracle that it happened. And the day we got greenlit was really exciting. But then, of course, we have to implement it. And every step along the way, you're figuring out how good the movie's going to be. Once we got to see the final product, I mean, that was only at Screamfest in October 15th. We all got to see it together, and we knew this was going to be a big deal.
So Carved actually started off in 2018 as a 5-minute short, and it, you know, from what I'm reading, it was like critically acclaimed. I seen it's pretty awesome, sort of like the Saw franchise. So 2018, the short comes out. At what point are you attached to the movie?
So in 2018, the director is Justin Harding, and he also wrote that 5-minute short. It won Huluween, and I guess part of that package was that they got a development deal. I got brought on in 2022. So there was some other scripts before this one. And Justin came to me with this idea, and it was, you know, halfway there. He had, I don't want to give any spoilers. So the location, some of the characters, obviously quite a few kills, and was like, how do we make this into a larger narrative, a 90-minute one? And I gave him my pitch, and that was May 20.
So you mentioned Justin, who's the visionary behind Carved. But I'm curious, you know, this must have been a pretty awesome moment. Were you feeling any pressure? Because here you have 2018, you have Carved. Essentially, this is Justin's baby, and now he wants to develop it into, you know, a full-length feature, 90 minutes. Were you feeling any pressure, or maybe it's on the opposite end? I would see that as a big compliment because Justin's bringing you in to enhance the vision of his, quote unquote,
his dream baby
Yeah.
child.
I call it his pumpkin baby. Like I helped bring it to life, but he nursed it. He did all the things. Um, but it was kind of fun working with the director because he really knew what he wanted to see on the screen. He wanted these kills. He wanted this incredible kind of 90s vibe. And I, assisted and helped think about how to make these characters interesting before we killed them.
Now, with no spoilers, Cheryl, we know it's about a deranged pumpkin that comes to life after people carve it and kills people. Now, how did you come up with the crazy idea? Was it, a pumpkin patch memory from the days growing up in Timmins or surrounding area? Where does one come with the vision of a crazed and a deranged pumpkin killer?
I've always loved Halloween. It's my favorite holiday. And I love scary movies. I love horror movies. So this was a lot of fun, especially a monster movie. Jurassic Park's my favorite. And I kind of wanted to pull that run for your life from a monster on a smaller scale. But I worked in animation for a while, so that partnered nicely with a killer pumpkin to kind of expand your brain in the writing space of how you can maybe do things you wouldn't think of on the everyday. Like a killer pumpkin's kind of cartoonish, except this one looks very scary. I wouldn't say cartoonish at all. But yeah, the elements of a pumpkin running around is something you might see in like your favorite animated movie.
All right, Kinsman, I'm going to get back to this F word. So, we love horror. I love horror. I love it 24/7, okay? And when I go see a horror movie, I find most horror movies, even though they're good, they're missing something. So, of course, you need some jump scares. You need some characters that you want to see live or die. You need a little bit of gore. But most movies are missing the F word, Kinsman, which is fun.
F-U-N, when it comes to deranged pumpkins killing people.
Let me ask you this. Do you actually believe that there's a killer pumpkin out there?
I don't.
You don't. But it doesn't matter because you're not going to watch a true crime documentary.
No,
right?
You're not. You're going to dive into the mind of Cheryl Meyer.
Yes, that's right. You are going to have fun.
You're
That's
going to have
what
some
all about.
fun, and this is what Carve's all about.
Yeah, so this is my question to you, Cheryl. Were you thinking of like everything I was sort of chatting about, but most importantly, did you want to like put fun into this movie, or am I way off base here?
No, we definitely knew from day one. We were like, it's the concept's a killer pumpkin, so it can't take itself too seriously. We wanted it to be those fun kind of 80s and 90s horror films, and also a sense of comedy about how ridiculous the actual situation is.
So a lot of it, like to me, comes down to the casting, and I want to chat a little bit about this cast, but let's start. Let's start with your female lead, Peyton. Perfect casting, by the way. Now,
Phenomenal.
Reading about her background, she started off in Disney series in children programming. So, was this Peyton's first step into a horror franchise?
Yeah, she was wonderful. And I do believe this was her first full feature in the horror space. And she was very excited to take that on. And I love what she did with it. When you write these characters, you're just making someone up in your mind, and then the actor takes it and runs with it. And they become that. Like, I can't imagine Kira being anyone else but Peyton.
Yeah, she was amazing. If this is her first step into horror, then
a bright
believe so.
future ahead.
oh
for
well,
sure.
yeah, already has an amazing future. But okay, so then we got DJ Quails. I don't know if you know who he is, Kinsman, but he shows up in everything. Hustle and Flow being one of my favorite, and he showed up in Breaking Bad. But he's so interesting because he plays all these types of eccentric, kooky, quirky type characters.
Yeah.
He shows up as the town leader, and to add
Yes.
to it, you have Chris Elliott, just like a comedian that pretty much could do everything out there.
You can jump
Like,
into any character role.
this, you must have had a lot of fun with this cast.
Oh, we were just thrilled as the cast was coming in. So many comedy legends, like lots of TV actors who, Carla was in the mix. She played Barb. She was so funny. And Chris Elliott, he brought his own life to that character. He did a lot of ad libs that were perfect. I was thrilled with him.
You folks must have had a blast behind the scenes, because with this cast, and to me, like in my opinion here, once again, Kinsman, like if you got to spend a lot of time with these folks, and if you don't like have a bond and having a good time behind the scenes, then the product that goes on camera, is going to reflect that.
Yeah, for sure.
So what happened here, Cheryl? You folks were having a lot of fun.
Oh, they were. Yes. And there's some footage on some of the filmmakers' Instagrams and stuff of them dancing with the pumpkin. Like, it had its own life. They were calling it Shakira because it shaked its hips.
So just reading a little bit more about your career and your writing style, I read that you like to write strong female characters who have some, trials and tribulations to overcome, and, this path of them overcoming these trials and tribulations.
It was fun to have a female lead in this. I was a teen girl once. So I wanted to kind of represent that angst and figuring out who you are. And she has a nice arc. I don't want to spoil anything, but I feel like she finds her own voice by the end of the pumpkin attack. But trying to inject that into any type of story I write.
Yeah, it all makes perfect sense, Kinsman, because if you and I were leads in a horror movie, finished in the first 3 minutes, done.
We'd be the ones that turn the lights on or don't turn the lights on, go down the stairs,
Yeah.
and we're gone in the first 5 seconds.
But if you follow Friday the 13th Nightmare on Elm Street, in particular, the Halloween franchise, Carved, you always have that strong female lead, because us guys, listen.
We don't know how to do anything.
My wife
right?
could attest to this, fall apart and any type of pressure or conflict. So it makes perfect sense.
The final girl situation.
No one wakes up, Cheryl, and gets a call from Disney and says, you're going to have a movie on our platform. There's a story
awesome is
behind
that?
this. But
No
you
kidding.
just don't wake up one day and that happens. There is a long road that leads to like this big moment.
Yes, it's been a long journey, as it is for many people. If it's something you want to do more than anything else in the world, I say definitely go for it. But you got to love it, like more than anything, more than your hobbies, more than, family gatherings, and more than sleeping sometimes.
And of course, within all those hours, Cheryl, you're up late at night, the wee hours, burning the candle at both ends. You're putting all these creative juices flowing onto paper. Then you go to sleep, you wake up, and you're like, well, you almost have to restart again. A lot of trials and tribulations when it comes to writing horror films.
Writing is definitely rewriting. You'll rewrite the same thing so many times you'll lose count. Yeah.
Okay, now that I got Cheryl here, Kinsman, I have my big moment. I want to pitch an idea for Carve 2 because nothing's been announced, but I'm pretty confident we're going with a sequel here. So
you think the sequel will include parts of Studio 67 in Timmins?
Wow. Anyway, so here's what I have here,
What's
Kinsman.
going on?
So my character's walking down a pumpkin patch. I know, settle down. You have to have a pumpkin patch. And I'm sort of like stumbling over a couple pumpkins there. And then I trip over what happens to be a baby pumpkin. Like step on it, like sort of like a Lego piece. So I pick up the pumpkin and I look at it and I go, I don't like plants. but if I did, it would be squash. Put it on the ground and
And you
squash it.
stomp on it.
Right. And then, you know, our main killer comes out of nowhere with his hand sticking out and sticks the 2 squashes
Sticks
in my
them
eyes.
into the eye.
Right.
Squash.
So there's my pitch, Cheryl.
Or you get clumped.
Yeah.
And of course, Cheryl's just going to toss that clump into the garbage can. But, I'm pretty sure Cheryl can attest to this. You can't stop at the word no. I'm pretty sure no happens time and time again. Eventually, someone's going to say yes to even your story plot twist to a horror movie in the sequel.
I'm making that.
Well, we've gotten 5,000 no's, Kinsman, so eventually, like, we're going to be due, right? We're above that 1,000 threshold
that's it.
there.
We are definitely due.
There's no bad pitches. I think that's a line in the movie. I mean, 1,000 no's, and then one day you're on Disney. I think that's the way it goes.
Okay, so, you know, it for Cheryl, it doesn't end, you know, with Carved. I mean, to me, this is just, it keeps on elevating for you. So what's next in your career?
I have another series that I wrote on called Beyond Black Beauty, very different, that is out on Family Channel in Canada. And there's another movie that's coming out called All the Lost Ones, and that will be on Paramount Plus in Canada in December.
Yeah, this is awesome. So you got a whole ton of things going on, you know, project after project.
Yeah.
So told you Cheryl's amazing there. Kinsman.
She's truly an amazing,
No kidding.
writer.
Right. Now,
Hollywood writer.
Yeah, Hollywood writer has a hit series.
Yeah, for
now,
sure.
I got to ask this question because we haven't chatted local yet, so settle down here, Kinsman. So we mentioned for Cheryl's from Timmins. Most people know Cheryl in the community, definitely follow her career. So what's the connection here, Cheryl? Born and raised, did you spend some time in the community?
I was born and raised. I was there all from when I was born till the end of high school. And then I moved away to pursue this career. So it's been a long time. I don't want to age myself, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, we're very blessed in our community, you know, especially being a mining town. You know, so many cities and communities would swap places with us instantly with our economy. But at the end of the day, if you're pursuing a career in creative arts, we're getting a little bit better, but we still need more platforms for people to explore that passion.
To excel, yeah.
Of their life. So to me, Cheryl, like, you're a big inspiration from someone that comes from a blue-collar community that has passion about creative arts, and you're succeeding.
I would say the Northern Ontario Heritage Fund has helped me a great deal. I made my last movie, The Last Mark, with their assistance, and same with All the Lost Ones. So I owe a lot to Northern Ontario.
Well, there it is, Kinsman. Halloween night in Studio 67, Cheryl Meyer.
Yeah, Cheryl Meyer joining us, and again, what a splendid way to spend Halloween.
It is.
Doesn't get any better than that.
This has been great. This has been so much fun. Thanks. Bye.
Halloween night in Studio 67, Cheryl Meyer.
Yeah, Cheryl Meyer joining us, and again, what a splendid way to spend Halloween.
It is.
Doesn't get any better than that. And again, if you haven't watched Carve, make sure you do. It is a must-see. And again, a great tie right here to the city of Timmins. Cheryl Meyer, one of the co-writers of it.
So is this what you're going to do? You're going to eat all your goofy candy, like your Tootsie
I'm going to go
Rolls
through and do what
Werthers?
parents are supposed to do.
Yeah.
We're supposed to weed through and get all the parent tax, right? The Reese's, all the good stuff. One for us, one for the kids.
Yeah,
right?
but you like Werther's Originals and Tootsie Rolls.
I don't mind the
I'll
Werther's.
guarantee you, your
I
kids,
like the Tootsie Rolls. Tootsie Rolls are good. I'm not a fan of the molasses cookie or the candies, but I'll still have them.
You don't have to tax your kids because no one eats the candy that you're eating.
Well, here's the thing. My boys, Ethan and Caden, will hand me their Reese. Yeah, for some reason, they don't like the
They
Reese.
don't like
but
the Reese's.
I like the Reese. So.
All right, so gobble down on that bag, turn on Carved, It's an awesome way to finish up Halloween. Finish it up.
Happy Halloween.
Brutal. You know,
let's do our spooky laugh.
Yeah. and then we get a little bit of a break, but then we zip right on to Christmas.
Yeah. We blink, it'll be Christmas. So if you like all the Halloween decorations, just wait till Anoise, Teddy Fosher comes in here. He'll display it in Christmas like he did last year here.
All right, folks. Well, thanks for spending Halloween with us. We hope you have an awesome one. What do we say? Happy Halloween at the end?
Happy Halloween.